So the next step is to get to user input. We query a user for a number, and we get the user input here. We need to declare that variable somewhere, so I'm going to put it here at the top. And for now, I'm just going to in order to test this part, I'm just going to read the number in, and then I'm just going to send it back out. The other thing I've done here is I've added a to-do statement. The nice thing about to-do statements are that you put, like other comments, you start them off with 2 slashes, but if you put to-do next to it, if you go to View, Task List, and you make sure that you've selected comments rather than user tasks, you can see where all your to-dos are. So if you want to make sure you don't forget to do something, like take out some debug code that you put in, you can put in a to-do, and if you double click on the to-do list, it'll take you wherever that to-do is listed. So now I'll test it. I hit Control F5. And we can see that we have an application that is taking input, but you'll notice that it doesn't really differentiate between numbers or letters. So that's the next thing to do. So now that I know that works, I'll take out my debug code. And we'll check to see if it is actually a number. Each numeric type has this try-parse method, and the try-parse method is actually designed to take a string, in this case our user input, and put out a number, in this case of type double, out to any variable you want. In this case we're going to create a variable called inches. It doesn't exist yet, so I need to put it up here. And so now what will happen is this method call here to try parse will return a boolean. If it successfully converts user input into inches, then it will, or into a double, then it will return true. If it can't do it, it'll return false. So this allows us to then implement our logic code where if it is a number, it will do the conversion, and if not, it will display a message. So the error message will just do a write line, and up here we're also going to, for now, we're going to do another write line so that we can test just this piece of functionality. So what we're doing is we're taking a little chunk of programming at a time, and we're writing code so we can test it. And that way we can verify as we go that what we're writing is actually working. So if I put a string in, not a number, it detects that that's good. If I put a number in, it does detect that it's a number, so it's able to do what we want it to do. So the next thing we need to do is actually implement this conversion. So again, I'll take out the code I put into debug, and I'm going to want to create centimeters. And to do this conversion, I think I'm going to make a function. And I'm going to make this a private function. It's only going to be used within this class, so there's no need to make it public. And to test it initially, I'm just going to return a predictable result. And I want to do some formatting on my output, so I'm going to put in a number that has too many numbers of precision. And I'm going to call my function here, pass it in the number of inches that we got, and since we placed it inside of the section of code where we tested to see if we were actually getting a number, I know it should be a valid number. And then I'm going to again write that out to the console. And I'm going to use some formatting code. I want 3 numbers of precision, say. And I'm going to output centimeters. And the way this structure works here is we can put placeholders for numbers. In this case, this 0 will be, say, take the first item. 1, if I put in a 1 here, that would be the second item. I could put another variable in there. And what comes after it is a format for that number. In this case, a number with 3 points of precision. So let's test that. We have build error. I'm missing a semicolon. Notice that I can double click on the error and it'll take me right to where the error is. And now let's test our code. And it always returns 5 because that's what I put, but I want to make sure that I tested the 3 points of precision, and since we put in multiple points of precision, I know that I'm actually getting the type of output I want.